Did everyone like the final video on volcanoes that we just watched? Yes, I learned so many new things about volcanoes. And I love the videos that they put in of the real volcanoes erupting. I thought it was great. Okay, so now I want you to take your closed text sheet that we've been working on, and I want you and your partner to work together to answer the final paragraph on the closed sheet. And on the back, on the second page, you have a word bank. So continue to use the word bank. Okay? So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to finish this paragraph. And when you're finished, I'm going to take your sheets up so that I can assess how much you've learned today and how well you were able to listen to the videos and understand the videos. Okay, now that you and your partner finished the closed text sheet, now we are going to go back to the KWL graphic organizer that you started at the beginning of the class. Now we've already written down what you already know about volcanoes and what you want to know about volcanoes. Today you are going to finish what you already learned about volcanoes. So I want you to think back from the book that I showed you earlier, okay, the closed text sheet, and then the 5 YouTube video clips that you watched today. And I want you to think about, I want you to write down at least 5 things that you learned today about volcanoes. Okay, before you begin, I want to go over the online KWL chart. So this is the what I learned part. Okay, and here you will just type what you already learned today, and I want you to type a sentence. So make sure you have a capital letter and punctuation at the end. Okay, so I want you and your partner to work together, and you have about 3 minutes to write down 5 things that you learned. Go. Okay, who would like to share what you learned? Okay. Yes, you were right. Volcanoes can be active or dormant. Very good. Okay, who else would like to share what you wrote down? Okay, there are 3 types of volcanoes. You are right. What is one more thing that you learned? Yes, Crater Lake, the deepest lake in the United States, was formed from a volcano. You did a great job with that. Excellent. Okay, you did a great job on your KWL charts. So later today, I will go online and I will look at your published charts to see what you've learned. You did a great job with your partner. Now I want you to think of 2 questions that you still have after today's lesson. So you've finished the closed sheet, you've watched the YouTube videos, you've finished a KWL chart. So I still want you to think about 2 things that you're still unsure of. Now, I want you to work with your cooperative group of 4 students, and I want you to share your questions with the group. And I want you to see if someone in the group could help answer your question. If they can't, I want you to write down your question, and I will read them tonight and go over it with you tomorrow. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to work with your team, and I want everyone to share 2 questions you still have. Okay, who would like to share one of the questions that you still had? Yes, that's a great one, okay? So you're still unsure about the ring of fire. Okay, remember the ring of fire is the circular area around the world where most of the volcanoes are. Okay, anyone else? Would you like to share one more question that you have you're not sure of? Okay, so you were still confused about the difference between a stratovolcano and a shield volcano. Okay, so I'm going to read through your questions, and tomorrow I will go back and answer them. Okay, now I want you to continue working with your cooperative group, and you are going to do an interactive speaking activity. So I have some questions that I want you and your team to discuss. Okay, now these are some pretty interesting questions. Okay, so here they are. I want you and your team to discuss how would you prepare for a volcano? Have you ever seen a disaster movie? I know that some boys in here have seen some disaster movies. How is the movie like the volcano clips we saw from YouTube? So think about how it's alike and different. Okay, and should people be able to live near a volcano knowing that it may erupt? So I know that's a lot of questions, so I'm going to write them on the board. So I want you and your team to discuss these questions. You're going to use your thinking for a writing assignment that's going to happen later in the week. Okay, so now I want you and your team to share some of your answers for the interactive speaking activity. Okay, so your first question was, how would you prepare for a volcano? Would anyone like to share your answer? I like that one. Okay, so you would make sure you had a flashlight and water. Okay, would anyone else like to share? You would run. I like that one. I think I would be with you. What does it mean when you go away? When something happens and you have to leave your house? What do we call that? Yes, it's called evacuate. So you would evacuate your house and run. I like that answer. Okay, who would like to share what you wrote down for the second question? Have you seen a disaster movie? Okay, so you have seen a movie about an earthquake. Okay, now when you're in an earthquake, how does that compare to when you're in a volcano? They're both disasters. Yes, they both cause a lot of damage. You are right. That's a great one. Very good. Okay, what about the third question? So, or the fourth question, let's do that one. So, should people be allowed to live near volcanoes? Now, I know that you're probably going to have a lot of different ideas on this. Okay, what do you think? Okay, so you think you should, because maybe the land that you live on, it has been in your family for years, and you shouldn't give it up. I like your opinion on that. Very good. Okay, who says the opposite? Who thinks no? Okay, why do you think people shouldn't live near volcanoes? Oh, I like that one because every time a volcano erupts, you have to rebuild your house and it costs a lot of money. Yes, I really like your ideas here. We have a lot of differences in opinion. Okay, very good. So I want you to be thinking about what you said and what your teammates said. And later in the week, you're going to complete a writing assignment on this. You did a great job with this. Good thinking. Now that you're an expert on volcanoes, I want you to continue to work with your team, and you are going to pretend to be a news reporter. And you and your team are going to use the Chromebooks, and you are going to record a video reporting on the volcano erupting in the Philippines. Does anyone remember what the name of it is? Mount Mayon. You were right. It's erupting right now. You've watched videos of it. So I want you to use your Chromebooks to research about Mount Mayon, and then you're going to record a video of you reporting the news about the eruption. Okay, go ahead and get started.